We have waited a long time for this, and yet I still don't have any answers. Although it's very likely that, the guilty ones were the guilty ones. But the ones who truly did it was this man. At long last, we have gotten to this stage. I have never been more excited than I am now. The angry anime fan, the despair reviewer. This is Black Clover 1, chapter 196. And first of all, this chapter does indeed reveal who was the true mastermind. But don't get me wrong, the human royals who stole the magic, that was actually them. There were humans there. However, these were the corrupt people. These were not the true humans, meaning that they were corrupted by this mastermind, even more than that. And as Raya falls down and very likely dies, he actually mentions that he knew that the first Wizard King did not kill them. He saw through that lie. But he didn't tell anyone because he didn't want to damper the feelings of revenge in everyone who had towards humans. Because he just wanted to see Lich's smiling face again. Raya, if you think that makes you free of sin, you are wrong. Dumping with sins and all that, that makes you question everything else. So the price he has to pay was to be killed by a man who was a true liar. As he wonders how Lani became one of them. It's not exactly known how it was possible, but as the fake, it's not exactly known if this was Lani all the time or if well, you know, how do you say this? If this man was possessed. Either way, he begins to explain that a demon inhabits a fifth leaf, which we all know is true, as though after all Asta also has a demon inhabiting him. He used his connection with Magic Knights, who was selected by 4 Elite Grimoire, and the Grimoire was born on that day, probably implying that when Lich saw his entire family and loved ones killed, the despair actually created that demon. As we all know, that a demon appeared and the first emperor stopped him, meaning that Lich probably summoned that demon through that despair. And now he has obtained something as he goes to the pedestal, Lani, he will use the Shadow Palace between this boundary and that world to draw out something from the realm of the dead. It's then the elf, he extracts something from the Lani body and is reborn into his true form, that of a demon, which we all know. As the demon taunts everyone has been having of saying it's been 100 of years since he has his own brother. So it's then he finally reveals the truth that he will let him experience the same despair he did to Lich the other day. As he reveals that the one who tricked the humans into attacking the elves was him. After all, their desire for obtaining magic was easy. So, since the elves fell into despair and anger, and Patri used an incomplete magic, that they were all becoming ravaging and fell into the plan of the demon. I have to actually say that what the demon here is saying is exactly right. They were fools, completely fools, but that's what happens when you are deceived. But this is the true mastermind, a demon whose name we do not know, but I guess we could call him Demon Lani from now on. It's not exactly known if he always was Lani, or if he just inhabited Lani, but it seems to imply he was. And this man's magic power is actually so powerful he can actually redirect magic to him, because even Juno saves Patri, but only because he knows that it's Captain Vengeance inside that body, so he will not let him do as he please with him. As Juno proclaims, he doesn't know what happens, but he can know he's a lowlife. Again, I cannot read Juno and his morality, but he has good morality. He's just not so open with his emotions in kindness as Asta is. So he tries to attack the demon Lani, who is actually on his way to do something. I don't really know what it is. But but nothing works on him, because this demon actually has a reality-altering word magic. Meaning that what he says, he can create. He says to Patri's weapons to return, and they did, because he said them. He says vacuum wall, and then he sucks up the water. Even Juno admits that he cannot win against this guy. Yes, Juno, a man who has been acknowledged by the elf to be extremely powerful, is saying he stands no chance against this guy. But only if he's alone. And finally Asta lands, as the demon Lani only smiles. The true battle of death begins now. What awaits us now, I don't know. But yeah, demon Lani has a reality-altering word magic. An ability that where he can simply speak, and that is happening. Asta has no magic, so technically I think he's the perfect opponent from the demon Lani. But now, yeah, I think now we will finally get to reveal what the demon inside Asta is. So this is the true Mastermind. I knew it. I know that the first Magic Emperor couldn't have been responsible. But it doesn't change the fact that the demons, that Droite saw, they really were humans who stole their magic. But the one who actually manipulated them to kill the elves were demon Lani. So in a way, the humans were responsible, but the one who initiated it all were demon Lani. So he's the one truly responsible. But that doesn't change the fact that what the noble humans did was still unforgivable. They were manipulated by demon Lani's words, or perhaps tempted by his promise of magic power. After all, they were greedy. So that means probably that the first Sorcerer Magic Emperor were the only true good noble in the world. It's a bit shameful to see that, but I guess it's true, though. But Demon Lani sended Lich into despair, and I think that is the one reason why he has such a slow time to return to his true body. He's still in despair. His soul is damaged. But Demon Lani is on his way to do something. I don't really know what. But we will now finally find out what the demon inside Asta really is. If that's not Demon Lani, who is he? Is it a demon that Lich summoned? More than that, while it's revealed that it indeed was a demon who was responsible for all this, it's still not exactly answered on what's the connection between the demons and the elves. There seems to be a connection there, but we don't really know what it is. So yes, while some answers were there, still some answers are left unheard of. I just don't know what's going on. But for once, I actually don't mind. You know me, I prefer we giving answers. I don't like to be kept in the dark with things. But in this situation, I actually like it. So give me your thoughts, if you have any.